thrifters. Starting off with the biggest sale we have ever had, and Evan is the one that do it. My 16-year-old son, not me. He picked up an estate sale these Stephen Lyman lithographs. He paid $173 for them, and he flipped them for $1,200. That is the largest dollar amount we've ever had. Now, the sad news on it is that they were free shipping, which he did as well, and he had to buy specialized boxes to make sure they made it to where they needed to go. Fortunately, one was going to Montana and one was going to Puyallup, which is here local to the Seattle area, so less time to get damaged in transit. So when it was all said and done, after all his costs and fees, he put $600 in his bank account, which is only 50%, which is a little sad, but at the same time, hey, $600 is a good flip, particularly when you're, 16. Wow. Now, I went the opposite direction and had the largest loss I've ever had in an item. I bought this Marantz 18 receiver, which is the very first Marantz model ever released, so it's a little historical. I paid $403 for it at an estate sale. And when I got it home and I was testing it, because I hoped it worked, obviously, and it would have gone for about $1,500 or $1,600. But when I got it home and testing it, it wasn't really working. It was only partly working. The scope was broken. I could only get one speaker to work. The tuner was really intermittent. The headphone jack was intermittent. I couldn't get anything. I'm like, this isn't going to go well. And this dude was heavy. So I was like, if I ship this, if I sell it on eBay for parts, it's going to like $550, $600. It might get damaged, and then I'm out completely and it turns into big ugly. So I decided to sell it locally. So I listed it for $400, got somebody who fixes up electronics. He came, looked at it, offered me $300 because he really wanted the scope to work. I said, fine, it's yours. I'll take the $100 loss. I just want it gone. He's got another Marantz receiver just like it. So this is a parts one for him. So he was very excited to have it. So it's really a win, doing a nice thing in the world, but it was my biggest loss ever. So big sad, as Ani would say, my youngest daughter. So moving on to the next things. Some things that did sell. This Canon PowerShot SX50, but it was another sad story because I picked it up for $20, sold for $30, $2.97 profit, which obviously is not worth it because when I was looking at the camera, I didn't see it in the store. Maybe I did it here. The battery door was broken slightly. It would still close, but not all the way. The camera would work, but it was not ideal, so I knew it wasn't worth full. Sold it for $30, got it gone. Next one is this Monster High doll. I paid $54 at an estate auction. Sold it for $75, which means I put $8.64 in my pocket, which is not very much, but I bought two of these Monster High dolls at the same time at this estate sale, and the other one was a profit of $80 and some change, so this is just sort of the leftover, so I'm not too sad about it. Then ink, which I talk about a lot, this HP 74 ink, I paid $5, sold for $15, and made $6.83, which, again, not very much money, but the ink is so easy, stupid, crazy, simple to list and ship and pack that I'll take it. So ink is good. And I got this Canon 243 ink, picked it up for $3, sold for $25, made $13.10. So if I'm excited and okay with $6.83, I'm definitely okay with $13.10. And then I've never found a new Sony Handycam battery, but here's one. Paid $6, sold it for $35, so I made $18.57. And then keeping the Handycam theme going, we've got this Sony Handycam here, DCR SX44, paid $20, sold it for $75, so I made $36.71. And then another one of the D&D books that I bought has sold. I bought several of these. I think I've sold 2 or I've sold 3 at this point. Paid $25 for all of them, including this one. And this one sold for $60, which means I made $21.86, which isn't the largest amount of money, but I got a soft spot for D&D stuff behind me in that bookcase down low. It's full of 80s D&D stuff back when I was playing as a super nerd. And then the final item, which was a good sale, is this Reebok bat. And I found that I was like, Reebok bats, really? And they wanted $13 for it at Goodwill. Looked it up. It looks like it was going for $250 to $300. I'm like, we're going to buy this. So I picked it up. But then when I got it home, mine had a little bit of a problem with it. As I tilt the bat, I could hear a little bit of debris on the inside running up and down the bat. It's called a rattle. Since it had the rattle, that lowered the value of it, and instead of going for $250 or $300, I sold it for $185, which still put $150.84 in my bank account. So that really isn't a sad story. So I'm happy to have that sale. So that's what I've got for you. Just a quick video here of the things that have sold here in the last week and a half or so. So until next time, happy thrifting.